The president now says the U.S. will now charge ships going into the strait. Mary Bruce at the White House.
Tonight, the U.S. launching a new round of strikes on Iran. The two countries trading attacks for days. The war clearly back on.
They're not pushing us around, we're pushing them around.
President Trump now reinstating the U.S. blockade on Iranian ports as both sides battle for control of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran announcing it's closed, but Trump today declaring the U.S. will soon become, quote, the guardian of the Hormuz Strait and charge a 20% fee on all cargo that goes through it.
We're going to guard it. We're going to get paid for guarding it. A lot of money.
Before Trump launched this war, ships were able to pass freely through the strait without needing protection. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has previously dismissed any talk of fees.
No country is allowed to charge tolls or fees on an international waterway.
All right, you just heard it. Trump says America is now the guardian of the Strait of Hormuz. 20% tax on every ship that passes through. Sounds bold, sounds decisive. But let's slow down and ask the question nobody in that clip is asking. Guardian of what exactly? If the United States actually controlled the Strait of Hormuz, why is Iran the one issuing statement saying passage is unfeasible? Why is Iran's Revolutionary Guard the one intercepting ships? You don't get to declare yourself the guardian of a waterway you don't control. Tanker traffic through Hormuz didn't go up after this announcement. It fell over 50% week on week. That is not what control looks like. That is a war zone. Trump's own Secretary of State Marco Rubio said just last month in plain language that no country is allowed to charge tolls or fees on an international waterway. That's existing international law in Rubio's own words. And right on cue, the UN's International Maritime Organization came out and said there is no legal basis to introduce mandatory tolls on a strait used for international navigation. So who exactly is going to pay this 20%? To who? Under what authority? Even the White House couldn't answer that when reporters asked. And this is the one that should end the debate. If America truly had this under control, if the strait were genuinely safe and open the way Trump says it is, why did oil prices jump nearly 10% the moment he made this announcement? Why did Brent crude break $83 a barrel? Markets don't panic over good news. Markets panic when they see a waterway that's actually contested, actually dangerous, and actually still in Iran's hands. So here's the real picture. Iran is the one enforcing its will on that strait right now. The US is the one making announcements. And the world's shipping industry, the people who actually have to move cargo through there, they're the ones voting with their tankers, going dark, rerouting, or just not going at all. That's not a guardian, that's a press release. We are going to expose every single one of these claims one by one, so watch this till the end. Let's go back to the post itself. Trump on Truth Social in his own words, the USA will be from this point forward known as the guardian of the Hormuz Strait, all caps. No hesitation, like it's already done, but a title isn't a fact. You don't become the guardian of a strait by typing it into a social media post at whatever hour he sent that. Guardianship means control. It means the ships are safe because you're actually out there enforcing it. So ask yourself, in the same 24 hours as this post, what else happened? Iran intercepted vessels using what it called an illegal route. Iran's own regulatory body put out a statement saying passage through the strait is currently unfeasible because of US strikes. Tanker traffic collapsed by more than half in a week. Ships are going dark, turning off their location beacons just to get through safely. That is the opposite of a Guardian's Strait. That's a strait where merchant ships are scared to be seen. And here's the part that really exposes it. Even the mechanics of this Guardian fee don't exist. 20% of what the value of the cargo, the cost of the escort, nobody knows. The White House wouldn't say. Shipping analysts are on record calling this fee so extreme that no one would actually pay it. So when Trump writes Guardian of the Strait on Truth Social, what he's really posting is a claim with no enforcement, no legal basis, and no ships lining up to test it. A Guardian protects. Right now, all this statement protects is a headline. Trump's latest post calls David Muir and ABC News fake over their reflecting pool coverage, claims the damage is vandalism with a knife or box cutter, not peeling paint. So let's actually check the record, not the outrage. Point 1. This isn't the first time. Trump has been making this vandalism claim for weeks now. A 350-foot slit, people pulling up the lining with great force. But every single time reporters have pressed him for proof, the answer has been the same. Go ask the Parks Department, go ask the secretary. Not once has he actually produced the evidence himself. That's not how you win a fake news argument. You don't call someone else's reporting false and then refuse to show your own receipts. Point 2. ABC's actual reporting was narrow. Muir's broadcast mentioned crews addressing several issues, including peeling paint and algae blooms. That's it. That's the fake news. Meanwhile, that's the Interior Department itself confirmed multiple arrests and citations and confirmed police reports were filed for vandalism. So there is an active vandalism investigation running in parallel. ABC reporting that paint is peeling and algae is present isn't a lie. Those things are also visibly true. Both things can be true at once. Vandalism happened, and the pool also has separate maintenance problems. Calling that combination fake news is a stretch. Point 3. Notice the pattern. Every time this pool comes up, the conversation shifts to attacking the messenger. ABC, Muir, fake news, lawsuits. The $16 million settlement he keeps bringing up instead of just releasing the evidence that would end the debate in one shot. If the cut really is 350 feet long, release the photos. If the vandals really used a box cutter, release the forensic report. Until that happens, David Muir is fake isn't a rebuttal, it's a redirection. Trump keeps telling America he's making the country great again. So let's just check that against the numbers he doesn't put in his Truth Social posts. Point 1. Gas prices. Before this war with Iran started in late February, the national average for a gallon of gas was 2.98. Today it's sitting around $3.88 to $4 a gallon, depending on the week. That's up close to 30% since the conflict began. Diesel has climbed even faster. Analysts at AAA and GasBuddy are on record saying prices could keep climbing if the strait stays contested. And Americans have already spent an estimated $33 to $35 billion in extra gas money since this war started, according to independent economic analysis. So when Trump talks about America being stronger, ask the person paying at the pump how strong they feel. Point 2. The Guardian of the Strait claim doesn't survive contact with what's actually happening on the water. While Trump was posting about being the Guardian, Iran was striking US military bases in Jordan, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman, allied Gulf countries hosting American forces. Tankers are going dark to avoid getting hit. Traffic through the strait dropped by more than half in a single week. If the US were really in control the way the rhetoric claims, you wouldn't need a blockade announcement and a 20% reimbursement scheme. You'd just have a secure strait. You don't declare victory over a fire that's still burning. The Economist's own numbers tell the story. A Dallas Fed research paper modeling this exact war found that a prolonged closure of the strait keeps pushing inflation up for months, not weeks. That's not a talking point, that's a monetary policy institution's own model. Meanwhile, the administration has talked about pausing the federal gas tax to ease the pain, but hasn't actually done it. Talk up, but no follow through, while the president tells the country prices are under control. So here's the actual scorecard. Gas is up nearly a third since this war began. Diesel is up even more. Tanker traffic through the strait, his own administration says it. Guards is down over 50%. Allied US bases are getting hit. And the fix on offer is a 20% shipping fee that international law experts say has no legal basis to even exist. None of that is fake news from an anchor. Those are the administration's own numbers, the industry's own tracking data, and the Fed's own modeling. If the country wants to debate whether Trump's approach to Iran is working, that's a fair fight to have, but it has to be fought with the actual numbers, not by discrediting whoever reports them. That's the full picture, not the headline version. If you want more of this, subscribe, share this with someone who needs to see it, and I'll see you in the next one.